Hey guys, welcome back. I am coming on today to do a layout for Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and I am using one of the page kits by Meridy for January 2022, and this is called 2022. So this cut file, which is awesome, it's quite large. This was in the a la carte section, but this paper right here is called Reception by Photo Play from the Love and Cherish collection. This was part of the kit, and I think I'm gonna have this be my background. Let's see if I can come out. Oh, that didn't work. There we go, just a little bit more. All right, so I have this. I'm going to use this cut file. I'm just making some big decisions on how I want to play with that. Great. Now, I have this really great stencil, and I want to use some Nuvo through this. I think it would be fun to have, to concentrate on these little star bits and get some Nuvo drops through this. There are Nuvo drops that came in. These are called Earl Grey, by the way. What is the name of this kit? Us? I think it's called Us. Page kit by, I'm putting it right here. I have it right next to me. Here it is. Yep, just Us. So I think I'll use this Nuvo. It's a matte dimensional. Add matte dimensional details to craft projects. But it is called Earl Grey. It is a matte. So I thought that might be fun to add some of the stars. So I think I'm going to do that. I want to use the Happy New Year piece that is in the a la carte section, as well as this 2022 that is in the a la carte section. And I might go ahead and paint in the 2022 with that Nuvo in a paintbrush as well. All of a sudden, that seems like a fun idea. Just looking for my itty bitty paintbrush. Okay, I gotta find that. So I think I'm gonna do that. Now, this kit did come with these great sequins, and I also see this fabulous little charm in here that looks like a stopwatch. So with these sequins, I'm not sure like if I'm going to use the huge ones like that, but I'm going to make some shaker pockets. So let's see, I'd like to have them maybe here, here, and here. Should I do that? Here, here. Yeah, I think here, here, and here. So I'm going to make shaker pockets, which means I'll have to pop up the entire dealio to keep it nice and interesting, but that'll give me a good shadow. I'm kind of excited about this. So I'm not going to use a photo either. What I'm going to go ahead and do, and I'm going to see if I can find it on my iPad. I'm going to use a quote because I thought it would be kind of cool to go ahead and have this as like a New Year's quote in the middle of it. Let's see, I have "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream" by C.S. Lewis. That was a good one. And then there was one other one I was deciding between. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm going to cut off my branding strip. We know we can do that right now. So let's cut off the branding strip. Now, I told you I'm not going to do a photo on this one. And the reason why I thought this would be pretty fun to have this be the front page of my album. The nice little New Year's quote. I've got this Happy New Year's piece here. I can do the 2022. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how I'm doing those, but these two will go on there. I can do a little bit of Nuvo through this piece. Now we do have, this is a very bold piece of paper, and it's glittery, and it's a specialty paper. I am deciding, do I want, nope. I want this, and then I'll use some of this to back some of my cut file. So what I want to do, and by the way, this stencil is called Magical Fireworks. I am going to get this out. I am going to steal this Nuvo from the Just Us piece. I don't know, there's something rather fancy about this bottle too. You get this little necktie off of it because I don't need that. And I think what I'll do is I'll use a nice, little gooey pile of this to get my stars going. And partially, I just really want to see what the mat looks like. I think that is going to be kind of cool. Maybe I should use this smaller one. I usually use this kind of larger, exceedingly destroyed, guys, I have so much goo on these because I never clean anything properly. Usually I use a larger palette knife, but since I'm trying to get kind of in here in these pieces, maybe I should back up a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and get some of the Nouveau on sooner than later because I want to give it time to dry. What I'm going to do is place this down, kind of decide where I might want some dots, and go from there. So I'm going to work on this for a while. I'm going to get my quote sorted out. And this isn't going to be perfect, guys. I'm just kind of excited to see how I feel about this. I'm going to get my quote sorted out, and I'll be back in a jiffy. But for now, I just thought I would work on getting some little shiny, like kind of in the background, something stars going on. Have a little something extra. And yes, this smaller palette knife definitely is working better to get into the nooks and crannies. I think it's really going to be quite fun. Okay, I'll be back in a jiffy. So really quickly, let me show you what I've done so far. I went ahead and made some nice little, that is too bright, that little light, some shakers out of 3 pieces of my cut file. And I was gonna pop the whole thing up on tape, and then I realized that I'm going to end up wanting 2022 flat and Happy New Year flat. So I'm gonna have some up, some down, it'll be fine. And here is that Nouveau coming through the stencil, and I decided I wanted a little bit more over here. So this is the Nouveau wet, and this is the Nouveau dry. So it's subtle, but I think it is worth doing. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking off the masking on the numbers right here of this wood veneer piece, because I'm going to go ahead and paint in the 2022 with that Nouveau as well. And then I can remove all the rest of the masking and it'll be nice and crisp. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'll be back in a jiffy. Hey guys, welcome back. I am just circling back to this layout. I had a few days off because of holiday life. So let me show you where we are. I have all of that Nouveau like we talked about. Do you see how it's kind of cool? I've got this nice different texture, and it's messy and grungy and all of that. Great. Then I went ahead and I matted this cut file, which I dig. I've got to trim a little bit right there. So I have got shaker pockets going on. I think it goes a little bit more like this. I used some of our black cardstock to fill in these 3 pieces, and then our gorgeous specialty paper. Let me, like I'm all discombobulated. This one to fill in these bits. So that is awesome. We have that going on. Then I started working on my wood veneer piece. And what I did, and I don't have all the pieces separated out yet, I did go ahead and use just a little bit of gold here and there, but I used Nouveau on the 2022, so I can pop it there and it'll be fun and bright and all of that good stuff. So that was a win. I need to go ahead and, let me see. Is there anything else I want to do to this? I don't know. I like there's a little bit of a gold sheen. It's not super strong. But I did go ahead and do it on the inside pieces and on the outside. And I just have to take off the masking from this. So I was looking at this and I'm like, I need something else, What is it that I want? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take off a 1/2 inch from, well, I guess a 1/4 inch from each of the sides of my wood grain, right? Then I have, let me pop that over. I've got a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and gut this so that I end up with a nice little edge. And I think what I want to do, this is what I was thinking of doing. I don't want it just plain white. So I'm going to go through my, probably my Distress Oxides and see which turquoise, teal, etc. matches the best. And I'm going to go ahead and use my handy dandy, almost rainbowy looking tool to create a nice little teal turquoise stencil bit. So let me trim this, let me gut my cardstock, and I'll come back when we start working on this part. That seemed really discombobulated, but I was trying to re-up what my master plan was. I was trying to figure it out. I still know I want that there. And I also want to get some splatty bits out in white, gold, and probably a nice teal for my background as well. We've got some work to do, guys. Give me a minute. What I think I'm gonna do is start with a little bit of white paint. I have titanium white by Golden. Apparently it's a matte acrylic. Good to know. Didn't know. I don't need much. I just want to do some splatty bits. So let me get it full of a little bit of water, and I just want to do splatty bits in the Nuvo Gold. I decided on peacock feathers for my Distress Oxide and this bright white. And I'm just going to brighten up the area that will be underneath my cut file a little bit so I can set it aside to dry. And then I can work on creating a background, or, you know, my mat, I want to turn it into some pattern paper. I think I need more water, guys. What do you think? It's not splatting. It's very upsetting. Oh, I have like one splat. I have achieved splat of splatty bits. So yeah, I just thought I would work on this project, brighten up a little bit of this area where I have my mixed media, and it's going to give it a little bit something extra going on, partially because I don't have a photo I'm going to use. So I want to be able to create more interest. So let me get my splatty bits on, and I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do with my mat for my background. So it's coming together, guys. I ended up using some of the Peacock Feathers Distress Oxide mixed with a little bit of my white paint, because when I was using just the ink, it was soaking right in and you couldn't see it. Like the blue was just fading right into the deep brown. And you know, that makes sense, but I thought I would try it first. So all I have left to do in my messy mixed media part here is to get some of the gold splatty bits on, but I thought I would show you. All right, so I'm happy with that. So can you see how there's some deeper teal as well as the splatty bits that have the white paint mixed in? So that was fun. Okay, moving on to my Nuvo splatty bits. I just thought I would do a quick check-in with you again. Alrighty, Roo, let's check in. So I started working with my stencil right here, as well as my Distress Oxide in Peacock Feathers. And I mean, pretty much I thought I'd show you. This little guy is drying, but if you look at this side, you'll see how it would look if it were plain. So it's super nice and clean as an edge. But if you look like this, it has just a little bit more pizzazz, bringing in that teal. And that's what I thought I would do with the stencil, just have a little bit of a pattern paper border. So, and I am just going messy and getting it done rather quickly. I mean, you're not going to see a whole lot of it, so I'm not super concerned. I mean, that's about the time and care I'm putting into it. But I like the look. I mean, you're not going to see any of this inside bit, only the side like 1/4 inch. So if I just do that, bring them together, teal, voila. So this one's doubled up and I kind of like that. So I might do just a little bit more of that. Just have it like pattern on pattern, because it fills it in and it gives me just that much more of that really gorgeous color tone and pizzazz, because the background on my layout, it's a really deep, bold wood grain. And guys, I love wood grain. Nobody's talking bad about wood grain, I promise. It is amongst my favorites. So yeah, just super messy, quick border. But I've got this great smooth white cardstock in my kit, so why not just go for it, right? So it's fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this bit. I have to get some adhesive going to attach down my background, get my cut file on, and I'll meet you back here. So I have all of these pieces are attached down now. I have my cut file. I've got these two goodies from the a la carte section. A Happy New Year. Look at how glittery and bright and gold and happy that is. And then I have my wood veneer piece that has this Nuvo, as well as these Earl Grey vintage matte Nouveau drops that were from the Just Us kit. These are pretty cool, guys. The finish is pretty awesome. Okay, so I have that. You saw that I went ahead and created a background or a pattern paper for my photo mat. But like I said, I felt it was just a little bit too plain with all the white of the cut file. Great, did that. Now, this kit has this just gorgeous little clock as well as this 2022. So I'm going to be tucking that in and around. And I also went in and grabbed from our sequin mix. I grabbed the biggest sequins I could find because I know I want to get the really big ones on, and then, you know, I can dot these around as I need it. Great, have that for my plan. Now my quote is from Frank Sinatra, and it is, "The best is yet to come." And that's just going to go right in the middle of this. And, you know, it's going to be boring to watch me do it. So I'll go ahead and get that on with my T-square ruler. And I wanted it right in the center. And then the only other thing I'm going to be doing is doing a little bit of splatty bits with my Nouveau and dotting some sequins around. So I'm hoping I explained that properly. It's one of these things, I thought this would be a really good first page in my 2022 Scrappy album. Well, my first of many 2022 Scrappy albums. So I am going to get my quote down and get my extra little pieces down, and I will show you the finished layout in just a moment. All right, my friends, this is all finished up. I thought I would show you a couple of things I did. So with this adorable little charm here, I just used some black and white twine from my stash and let it run in and around the cut file. And I did that on the opposite corner as well with this little pocket watch kind of charm and had the twine run like that as well. I used a bunch of the larger sequins, all of the big stars, all of the big silver and gold sequins, and then I concentrated next on the nice teal sequins. So that is going to be the cover page for my album this year. I hope you like it. I will have links down below for Not Just for Boys Kit Club website, blog, as well as Facebook group. And if you guys have questions, pop them on down and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Bye for now.